Today we got a surprise from the company Jazzinc. They opened a poll to have the community vote for will what will be the next Batmobile for them to work on. We got four options, and I wanted to, talk about each one on my opinions on them and whether or not I'm gonna pre-order one of them. So here are the four options. We got the 1997 Batmobile from the Batman and Robin movie. We got the Batmobile from the Arkham Knight game. The Batmobile from the animated series called The Batman. And then this one, which is from the classic Batman animated series from the early 90s. So these are the four options. So it's a little odd here. So I feel like some of these are odd choices, or specifically one of them. So I'm just gonna jump in, start off with this one, the 1997 Batmobile. I'm not a fan of this car. I mean, I don't like the movie. I don't like anything that has to do with the movie. The aesthetic of it. This car is a big representation of the ridiculousness of that movie. So I don't see myself buying this ever. I can kind of see the appeal of some people wanting it because, for the completionist out there that wants to have all the movie Batmobiles, it makes sense. But even if I wanted to have all of them, I still wouldn't want to buy this, especially for the price it's gonna go for. I just don't like this car. Like the development of this vehicle, the idea that Warner Brothers got toy companies involved in the decisions on how this car was going to be designed says it all. I mean, it was designed to look like a toy, so they can make toys out of them for kids. So this car screams toy to me. It doesn't look like a serious vehicle at all. And this, I think, is like a concept drawing. So it's pretty close to the movie, but like this glass here is never happened in the movie. It looks really, this is the car right here. It has too many neon lights. I mean, I do not like how small the cockpit looks. I mean, I just don't like it. It looks ridiculous to me. And to me, like I said, it looks like a toy. Now, this car is gonna go for $1,500. That is not a small amount of money, plus shipping. So $1,500 for a 1/6 scale toy car that looks a lot like a toy from Toys R Us. It's a pass for me. So I'm definitely not gonna get this one. We got the animated series one from the early 90s. This is actually the one that I'm most interested in. But I am actually surprised and in a way even disappointed at the price. It's also going to cost $1,500 plus shipping. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to cost like it would for it to be very cheap. I didn't think that, but I didn't expect it to be $1,500 because this car is very simple. The design is very simple. You can see it here better. I mean, there's not much to it. It's an elongated car with not a lot of details, which was on purpose for the show. So it would be easy for the artist to, draw it multiple times. And it does still look good. The interior is actually pretty cool, and when the lights turn on, it looks even cooler. But I, for one, am not the kind of person that turns the light on my vehicles more than once. I only do it once after I take it out of the box to make sure everything works, and then I don't do it ever again. So $1,500 for this, I've seen some people call this a coffin with tires because of how long it is and just the minimalist details that it has. So it is surprising to me that it's gonna cost that. I don't think it's worth that price because of how simplistic it is. I mean, the price could probably be more because of the materials and how limited it's going to be. Since they're not gonna make a lot of them, it makes the cost high versus if they would have made a lot of them. But I don't know. This is the only one that I'm most interested in, and I don't see the worth, for $1,500 for a 1/6 scale box, basically. So I don't know. Kind of a little torn with the price for this one. But it's still a good looking car, and of course, anyone who's a Batman fan, of course, loves the show where this is from. Then we have this one. This is an odd choice. I mean, I've never seen anyone request this car. I don't know why they picked this one. It's not that it looks bad. It kind of has that resemblance of the classic Batmobiles from the early comic books. But I have no interest in this one. It's also going to cost $1,500, which is crazy. It's even a smaller car than the other ones. I don't have much to say about this. I never saw much of the animated series where this is from. It is a cool show, but I wasn't really that much into it like I was with the other one. So this was an odd choice to put in the poll. I mean, it's actually the one that's in last place in the votes. And then we have this one from the Arkham Knight. Now this one is the most expensive one. This is going to cost $2,000 plus shipping. And that's crazy. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is not going to have all the features that we see in the game where it opens up and takes out weapons and becomes a tank. It's just literally for the car version. I mean, it does have some nice details to it, but I'm not the biggest fan of tanky looks on Batmobiles. And for $2,000, no, it isn't definitely not for me. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be collectors out there that will probably see this and pay whatever because they want it, and that's cool. I'm just not. I'm not the audience for this one. Or really for any of these except for the animated series version. But then for $1,500, I don't think it's worth it. And on the votes, it is the one that's winning. Right now it has over 40% of the votes. The Arkham Knight version is in second place. Last time I saw, I think it had like 29% of the votes. I'm sorry, no, I mean the 1997 one had 28 to 29% of the votes. Arkham Knight was in the low 20s, and then this one was dead last. He had like maybe 4 or 5% of the votes. I don't know when they're gonna close it. They didn't put a date on it, but so far the one that's winning is this one, the one from the early 90s animated series. But those are my thoughts on them. I'm still pretty, I don't know. I just don't think I'm gonna pre-order any of them. The one that I did want was the animated series, but for that price, I think it's gonna be a pass for me. But let me know what you all think. What's your opinion on these selections for the poll? You can go into their Facebook group and start voting to see and pick the one that you would like and see if it wins. The pre-orders, I think, will start opening on late February, early March, maybe. But yeah, let me know what you think of each of these Batmobiles. Which one would you like to get? What do you think about the prices of them, especially the animated series ones? And yeah, don't forget to like, and just let's open a conversation and let me know, what do you think?